Good morning, everybody. This is Lalita. I haven't been here with you for a short while, but so here I am back this morning. And I wanted to actually answer a question that a lot of people are asking me. And the question somebody said yesterday, I just read it out to you. How do I deal with emotional feelings of fear in this time of the coronavirus, and what can I learn from this virus? I think it's a very good question to ask, and it's probably a question that we've asked ourselves quite a bit. And I think there is anxiety and fear in, as statistics have just said, in about 3/4 of the population of the UK, if not of the world. So it's a very important question to shine a little bit of light on, and I attempt to do that in the 9 or 10 minutes that I have this morning. So it is true that we cannot in any way manipulate the situation as it is now. You know, there's a lockdown, and last night the government said there's going to be yet another 3 weeks of lockdown. So whichever way we have been able to manipulate our life to a place where it suited us, it was great for us. You know, we've organized our lives in a certain way. We cannot do that anymore at this moment. So we are a little bit stuck. And there is a great uncertainty that is also connected with that. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to us or to our loved ones, our friends, our family, and so on. So this situation does bear with it uncertainty and anxiety. And of course, you know, in yoga philosophy, that may mean or means that our Muladhara chakra, of one of the chakras, will be destabilized. And I don't know whether you remember when you used to go on holiday, or when we go on holiday. I've always watched that within myself, and I've watched it in other people. You know, we arrive on a campsite or in a hotel or in a bed and breakfast, and the first thing we want to do is to see where we're going to sleep. What's the room look like? Is the bed going to be good? You know, and as soon as we've put our sleeping bags out in the tent, or we put our stuff into the room, then we will feel settled. So that is when our Muladhara chakra is like really settled. In a situation like that. So at the moment, this chakra is really quite out of balance with a lot of people, and it will bring up anxiety. And of course, it is all exasperated by the news that comes in. So if we go outwards, outside of us every day, and I think a lot of people watch the news a lot at this moment, and all that comes to us is a lot of negativity, except maybe on a Thursday evening when everybody goes outside their doors and they're clapping to the NHS staff to say thank you and to show their gratitude. So, you know, that's a good time to tune in. But everything that's outside at the moment that comes to us from outside can bring a lot of negativity and fear as well. So my first advice to you would be, don't watch the news all the time. But when we look at that fear and we look at that uncertainty, and I've only got a very short time to talk about this morning, it might be worthwhile to not to run away from it, because everything has got a pulsation, everything has got a heartbeat. So the fear and the anxiety too does have a heartbeat. So if we not turn away from it, but we go into that heartbeat and be with it, then we may find that it is a very tender place, I would say. It's a very tender place, a place of great softness, and it also can be a place of very great healing. See, life is good, and life is an amazing period of time for us. So we have to try to make it into something that will teach us at all times. And we have to learn, of course, that, and it's part of my answer is, if we can accept or learn or try to understand that everything in life is transitory is the word. Everything in life is transitory. Nothing ever stays the same. So if we can work with that concept and actually sit with it, so when we actually are in the lockdown, we could actually say, okay, this is a time for myself where I can heal myself, a time when I can change myself, a time when I can connect with my loved ones. When my father was on, and it also, I think nature is telling us, and it's teaching us at the moment, that time is very precious. It's teaching us that people are very precious. And that is an amazing place to be. That might evade us when we can have our life whichever way we want. So remember, we always have a choice now. We have a choice to either go down, or we have a choice to look at life in a very completely different way. So I remember when my dad, maybe 4 or 5 days before he died, I was so close to my dad. I loved my dad to bits, and I still love him now. He died about 10 years ago. But when he was 4 days before he died, I could tell within myself, and I could tell within him, how precious our life was with each other. And it is one of the only times in his life that he actually said to me, I really love you. And even though he had always lived it, that love, but he never said it. But to him, it must have been amazingly important to have that time and still have that time to actually say it to someone he loved. So I would suggest to you, please tell your friends, your family, your husband, your kids, what you mean to them, and let them tell you what they mean to you. It's an amazing time. So if you want to change in this time, do it now. Change now rather than postponing it. So something that we can learn from COVID-19 time is don't postpone. Live in this moment now. So I wrote a sentence down here, if I can find it. So number 1, just reminding ourselves, learning to accept each moment and the people in it. Really, acceptance is a beautiful quality that we can learn in this time. And yes, very deeply go into the philosophy, I think the philosophy of humility, the philosophy of love, the philosophy of being with each other in the deepest possible way. Because, as I said before, nothing stays the same. So this time also will change. And as that time changes, we can't retrieve it. I know that now we will say, looking back on the COVID-19 time, of course it will be, will have been traumatic in all sorts of different ways. But there will also be a part to it where we say, oh my God, I wish I had the opportunity, I wish I had taken it. Or you might say, my God, we had this amazing opportunity to look at ourselves and actually do something with that. I changed this, I changed that, I changed my relationship with my husband or wife, or I changed my relationship with my neighbor. So that would be a very beautiful thing to happen. And what I would say to you in my last minute that I have is go inward. Allow it to be a time where we go in, not out. We have to be out. Obviously, we live in that outer world. But use the opportunity really to go inward. Light a candle, or a diva, as we say in the yogic tradition. Light that diva and then look at it and take that still flame inside of yourself. It is said that the Atman, the light of the Atman, is 1,000 times brighter than that of the sun. So tune just into that little spark of the sun, which is called a light, a diva, a candle. Take that candlelight inside of you and sit still for a few moments every day and allow yourself to feel that which doesn't change, that which is permanent, that which is always with you. And once you shine out, just as a last sentence, I'm getting all these signs I have to finish, but just as we gather that light inside of us, let that light then shine out to everyone around you. I keep saying that, and it is such a beautiful concept, because we always say, what legacy shall we leave in this world? And I think, and I'm sure, that the legacy, or what we mean by legacy, is living every moment. Our legacy lies in every moment that we live, and that is really important. And maybe doubly or triply or, 1,000 times more important in this time of COVID, because through that and through that awareness, we will bring about real change within ourselves, and it take our fear away as well. So bless you on this very beautiful day, and I hope to see you again very soon.